In this video, we're going to talk about 5 signs to know that she's intimidated by you. If a woman is intimidated by you, she's going to show one of these 5 signs, and you easily can pick up on it and then know that you have the advantage. Know that you have the leverage. And like I said, if you use it correctly, most of the time you can get what you want. And like I said, it's all a mental game, and it's all depends on whether you understand the situation you're in or you don't. And when you do understand the situation you're in, is know what to do in that situation. Okay? Number 1, if a woman is intimidated by you, she's not going to trust you. So many times I'll go on a date with the girl and I'll just be like so smooth with it that they just don't even trust me. They're literally just like, bruh, how often do you do this? They're like, why are you so good at this? They're like, why does this come too natural? They literally just don't trust me. And they're like, women love to ask me, what's your body count? I'm like, you know me, I'm a virgin. And they're like, bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they just don't trust me. It's like, why? Because whenever I know that like the woman thinks like I'm cuter than her, whenever I know that I just like it's in the bag and I just like it's like I already know where we're gonna end up and I'm just in it for the ride. It's like women just know. Okay, so when I know that they're intimidated, it's like when I know that I have the advantage, they just don't trust me. They're just like, why, how are you like this? They're like, how'd you become this way? They're like, why are you like this? They're like, why are you so good? They're like, that's the funny thing. They're like, why are you so good at this? I remember I used to get asked that like all the time. It'd be one of those things where I'm like, dude, practice makes perfect. You know what I'm saying? After going on so many dates, after having failed dates, after having successful dates, you learn from your mistakes. You know what works and you know what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, she doesn't make eye contact. If a woman is scared, or not even scared, if a woman's intimidated by you, bro, she doesn't want to look you in the eyes because eye contact not only is like a charged thing. If eye contact is one of the ways to like initiate like sexual tension in a girl. So if you're just like giving girls like that look, I do things to you look, or that, if you just give her those looks, not only will she be able to understand like what's going on, because girls pick up on social cues more than guys, but she knows the power of that. So if she is intimidated by you, she doesn't want to look you in the eyes. Why? Because she knows. It's like the puppy dog. It's like when the puppy knows that, it's like in this, it's like feminine state, it knows not to look you in the eyes. Why? Because you're literally like this big beast, this big monster, because it's like, to them, you're just like all powerful. And that's kind of how it is with women. When women they see you as like powerful, or when they see you as like this big manly thing, or whatever, they're scared to look you in the eyes because they know that the eyes are like the soul of the window, and they don't want you to pretty much tear their soul apart, because you can just like, even me, like I said, sometimes when I go with a girl and I know a girl just thinks I'm cute, or she'll look at me a certain way, I literally will look back at her a certain way, but it's like all in the eyes. And women will be all the time, they're like, why do you look at me like that? And I'm like, look at you like what? And I'll even do that to women sometimes. I'll be like, why do you look at me like that? Whenever I notice women looking at me the same way I'll be looking at them, I'll be like, why do you look at me like that? And they're like, look at you like that. And they're like, I'm telling you, man, that thing, you know what I'm saying? When you intimidate her, she's afraid to make eye contact. Number 3, when you intimidate her, she becomes more feminine. If a woman thinks you are nothing, if a woman just thinks you're like a nobody, she's gonna just try to walk all over you. She's gonna tell you can't tell her nothing. She's gonna be like, oh, shut up. Yo, you're not a leader. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. You're not my boss. You're not my boyfriend. She's not gonna care. But if a woman is intimidated by you, if a woman thinks you're a man, if a woman thinks you're a leader, she's gonna sit back and be more feminine. She's gonna be like, oh, this dude, like, you know what I'm saying? He got that aura to him. He got that vibe. He got that leader mentality, And not only could I just not spaz on him, I'm not gonna just tell him whatever like I can to any other man, but actually she gets one of those things where she gets in her head. She cares about what you think and how you feel about her. So she's not gonna, act all manly because you're the man, and she knows that that's what you actually are. And if she does try to act manly, she knows that you can outman her. And then what does it do? It's like, okay, well, if I can't be more manly than him, then what do I gotta do? Be more feminine or be more woman-like. But if she can outman you, then she's gonna be like, oh, I'm more of a man than him. I guess he's gonna be the woman in the relationship. And that never works out, okay? So like I said, if a woman's intimidated by you, she becomes more feminine. So if a woman is feminine around you, it's a good thing. It means she's probably intimidated by you, but it means she probably respects you in a way or two, okay? Number 4, she self-disqualifies. A woman's gonna be like, oh, I don't think, you probably can get all these girls. Oh, I'm sure you probably wouldn't want to date me. Oh, I don't know why you're here with me when you can be with all these other girls. She's going to just self-disqualify. She's going to be like, oh, she's going to hype you up and be like, oh, you can have everything you want. Why do you want me? You know what I'm saying? She's going to be like, oh, you can have anybody that you desire. Why do you want me? and she's gonna just get more insecure, right? Because women are naturally insecure. So when she knows that you're the prize, when she knows that she's competing for you because you're a high value man, or you're attractive, you're sexy, you have confidence, whatever, it gets to her. It gets to her. She starts to disqualify herself, because then she compares herself to all the other women, and she thinks, dang, how can I keep him when all these other women want him? And I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to keep him. So she's gonna just be speaking out loud. She's gonna be like, oh, I'm sure these girls wouldn't want you, and I'm sure you might go to them. Oh, I'm sure all these girls, I'm sure you have a lot of bitches. Oh, I'm sure a lot of girls like you. She's gonna start just self-disqualifying, okay? But like I said, if you ever hear a girl saying stuff like this, it means that you're winning. It means that you have the advantage. It means that you have the leverage. It means that she's intimidated, okay? Number 5, and then the last one, the most important, is that when a woman is intimidated by you, she naturally gets quiet and she naturally gets nervous. If a woman is not nervous, it means that she doesn't care what you think. Because most of the time, it's like whenever you're giving a presentation, when you do something like that, when you care about what other people think, or when you're going in front of somebody that, their opinion matters, you start to get nervous, okay? And so it's the same with women. If a woman is nervous around you, it means she cares what you think. You probably, some people are naturally shy, some people are naturally nervous. But the thing is, a lot of people are not naturally quiet. You know how many women that I know that are just not quiet? You know how many women that I know that don't get nervous? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even if she's not nervous today, she might be nervous the next time you see her. Why? Because she knows, every time she's in her head, she knows, oh, I like this guy more and more, and I want him to like me back. So she's going to be trying to do things. She's going to be like, oh, am I sitting the right way? Am I talking the right thing? Am I saying the right thing? And so she gets it more in her head. And like I said, what does that do? That makes you more nervous, because you start to think more about it. She starts to like think her way into anxiety, But like I said, that only happens if she cares what you think. That only happens if she likes you. And that only happens if you can intimidate her. And like I said, if you like the 5 videos, the 5 tips that I just gave, give me a like, give me a comment. It helps the algorithm. It helps other men see this. And like I said, we just help one man at a time. One man at a time. So I don't know where that accent came from at the end, but give me a like. So maybe somebody with the accent will hear that and tell me where I'm from.